Have you ever finished a proper walk? The way everyone says is the best exercise and still felt your legs heavy, your feet swollen, and that urge to sit in the first chair you see? Stay calm. You're not alone, and most importantly, it's not your fault. Walking is great, but after 60, the body changes, circulation slows down, some muscles fall asleep, and the result is this heaviness in the legs, a feeling of instability and fatigue that doesn't match your active and full mind. Today, I want to show you, in the simple and practical way we do here on the channel, a different path. There is a hidden muscle in the calf that many people call the second heart because it helps pump blood back from down there to the chest. When it's turned off, everything becomes more difficult. When we wake up this muscle, the whole body thanks you. The good news is that you can activate this at home, without devices, without pressure, and without going to the gym. 3 easy, safe movements approved by surgeons that restore lightness, reduce swelling, and bring back confidence to walk, climb stairs, and stand firm. Before messing with the body, let me give you the reason. Inside the calf, there are 2 engines. The larger and more apparent one is what we use to run, jump, and exert quick force. The other is deeper, works slowly and quietly, and it functions as a natural pump that pushes blood back against gravity. When we spend most of the day sitting, when our steps are short, and when footwear doesn't favor ankle movement, this deep engine goes into sleep mode. Result: swollen ankles in the late afternoon, more prominent veins, that heavy feeling, nighttime cramps, and on top of that, a gradually insecure balance. Walking helps, but often it only lightly taps this engine. What we're going to do now is a more direct call, the right way, to truly wake it up. Let's start sitting because everyone can do it while seated. Sit on a sturdy chair with your feet completely flat on the ground and your knees at a right angle. Grow your spine as if someone is pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Relax your shoulders and lightly rest your hands on your knees. Now keep the front of your feet glued to the ground and slowly lift your heels as high as you can without pain. Hold for a second up there, feeling the back of your leg contract, and then slowly lower as if supporting something fragile on the ground. Do 10 to 15 repetitions calmly, breathing through your nose, without hitting your heels on the floor. If you want to increase the challenge a little, place 2 water bottles on your thighs near your knees to apply gentle pressure. This movement may seem silly, but it is powerful. It rekindles the connection between the brain and the deep motor of the calf, restores blood flow, and already provides relief from the weight of the feet. 2 sets per day, 1 in the morning to wake up the legs and another in the late afternoon to drain the swelling. They already change the game quite a bit. Some people feel a difference within the first few days. Less tingling, less cramping, less desire to take off the shoe. And there's an extra benefit here that almost no one tells you about. When you lift and lower your heel with control, other sensors in the ankles wake up along with it, and this improves balance without you realizing it. If you have severe pain, very painful varicose veins, a recent history of thrombosis, or if you've just had foot or ankle surgery, just do this movement sitting down and talk to your doctor before proceeding. Agreed? Safety first, always. Now that we have turned on the light, let's get this motor to work upright, against gravity, just like you do in real life. Gently rest your hands on a workbench or the back of a heavy chair, just to feel secure, without supporting your body weight. Keep your feet shoulder-width apart, pointing forward, and evenly distribute your weight between them. Shift a small amount of weight to the front of your feet and slowly raise your heels as high as comfortable. Up there, feel your calves firm. Breathe, and then slowly lower down. Repeat 10 to 15 times. If the descent feels rushed, think of carefully placing a crystal glass on a shelf. It requires care and control. 2 rounds, 1 in the morning and 1 at the end of the day, help pump the stagnant blood back to the heart and train the ankles to hold the body firmly. This second movement does something that walking doesn't do with the same precision. It makes the calf work through the entire range of motion. And it has a very important extra effect after 60. It trains body awareness, which is the body's ability to know where each part is without needing to look. This is what prevents silly trips, slips, and that jolt when you stand up quickly. The more you practice this upward and downward movement calmly, the more your body learns to correct microbalances on its own. If you usually feel dizzy when you stand up, or if your balance is very fragile, use support confidently. Don't be ashamed to do it near a wall, and ask someone to stay nearby the first few times. The goal is safety with progress, not haste. Let's take one more step and reach the deepest part of this pump. It's a similar variation, but with a detail that changes everything. Standing behind the same bench, shift your weight to your right leg and lift your left foot a palm's length off the ground, just so it doesn't help. Slightly bend your right knee, very little, as if cushioning a step. From this microbend, slowly raise your right heel. Stop. Feel the work closer to the ankle than the middle of the calf and lower with control. Do 8 to 12 repetitions and switch legs. Keeping the knee slightly bent, you take the force off the superficial muscle and force the deep motor, the one responsible for pumping, to lead the action. This is gold for stability because it is precisely this muscle that stays engaged all day when you're standing in the market, taking a shower, cooking, talking on the sidewalk. It is the resistance muscle, not the explosive one. When it's awake, you stay firm longer, without trembling. If it feels difficult at first, no problem. Start with both feet on the ground, knees slightly bent, going up and down slowly. When you feel confident, switch to one leg. If your ankle complains, reduce the height of the movement and focus on control. Sharp pain is not normal. Stop if it occurs. If you have a history of Achilles tendon surgery, recent ankle injury, or severe pain when bending the knee, stick to the simpler versions and consult your physiotherapist before progressing. Now I want to give you a clear plan so you don't rely on motivation. Motivation is great, but what changes the body is routine. Let's set up a 7-minute protocol, twice a day for 4 weeks. Morning and late afternoon. First minute, sitting, slow heel raises and lowers. Second minute, still sitting, alternating one foot and then the other, to wake up both sides equally. Third minute, standing, raises and lowers with both feet on the ground. Fourth minute, one leg at a time with knees slightly bent, 8 repetitions on each side. Fifth minute, gentle calf stretch. Place hands on the wall, bring one leg back, heel on the ground, back knee extended, feel the stretch in the calf. 30 seconds, then switch. Sixth minute, same position, but now with the back knee bent to stretch the lower part near the tendon. Seventh minute, ankle mobility. Standing, holding onto the countertop, lift the knee to. Stand on tiptoe with your toes, without lifting your heel off the ground. 5 times on each side, slowly. Finished? Shake your feet, take a deep breath, drink a glass of water. End. Perform this protocol from Monday to Friday. On Saturday and Sunday, maintain at least the seated version for 2 minutes to keep the rhythm. After 4 weeks, you can increase the number of repetitions or go slower, counting to 3 to rise and 3 to descend. This slow cadence boosts the work. If you want a safe challenge, do the standing version with your toes on a thick book. This increases the range of motion, but only use it if you don't wobble. Besides movements, some simple daily adjustments amplify the effect. The first tip is footwear. Very soft tennis shoes at the front, with soles that do not bend, restrict ankle movement. Prefer shoes that allow the foot to bend at the toes. Indoors, when it is safe for you, spend a few minutes in non-slip socks so that your toes spread out and your foot can feel the ground. The second tip is breaking up sitting time. Every half hour, stand up, do 10 heel raises with your heels against the sink, and return to what you were doing. Another tip is hydration. Thick blood does not circulate well. Drinking water throughout the day helps the leg pump work. Also, watch your salt intake. Too much salt pulls fluid into the body, making the ankle swell. Balancing with potassium-rich foods like avocado, banana, unsweetened coconut water, leafy grains, and beans also helps the body eliminate excess water. Many people ask if stretching the calf muscle weakens it. No, when done after exercise and without exaggeration, stretching allows for movement and prevents that tight, pulled string sensation in the heel. Another common question is whether you can replace walking with these exercises. It's not a replacement. It's a marriage. Walking remains excellent for the heart, the mind, and mood. These 3 movements are the maintenance of the engine that makes walking effective. It's like inflating your tire before hitting the road. If you inflate it properly, the car runs smoother and consumes less fuel, you see? I like to suggest a simple test for you to measure progress without needing a device. Choose a day before starting and do the following. Stay barefoot next to a chair. Lift one foot and see how long you can balance on the other side without moving, always ready to touch the ground if needed. Mark the time. Also note how the swelling is at the end of the afternoon, giving a score from 0 to 10 for the discomfort. After 2 weeks of following the protocol, repeat the test. Most people increase their balance time and decrease their discomfort score. Seeing this on paper gives a huge motivation to keep going. We also have some precautions to avoid turning good intentions into problems. If you have chest pain, unusual shortness of breath, intense dizziness, cold sweat, stop and seek medical attention. If sharp pain appears in the middle of the calf, redness, increased warmth, or if swelling on one side is much larger than the other, this warrants medical evaluation. If you wear compression stockings as advised by your doctor, do the exercises with them. If you have neuropathy in your feet and can't feel the ground properly, prioritize seated versions and seek an evaluation from a physiotherapist to progress safely. I want to quickly talk about breathing because it directly relates to balance. When you lift your heels, exhale slowly. When you lower them, inhale. It may seem like a small detail, but it calms the mind and sets the rhythm for the movement. Also pay attention to your posture. Don't thrust your hips forward when rising. Imagine a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. The whole body works better when the spine is aligned. If you live with someone or care for a family member, turn this into a shared routine. Do it sitting side by side, playing calming music, and talk while moving. A good ritual is one that fits into real life. And if you're the type who says, "Oh, I lack discipline," let your phone help you. Set 2 reminders a day, 5 minutes before the time you choose, and treat it like brushing your teeth. Don't even think about it, just do it. A final tip that may seem silly, but is powerful. Take care of your steps inside the house. Dragging your feet conditions the body to take the easiest path and further loosens the ankle. Practice silent steps, lifting your foot slightly forward, feeling the heel touch first and then the toes. This is already a precision exercise and keeps the engine running throughout the day. Now I want you to imagine your future self in 3 months. Climbing a flight of stairs without stopping halfway. Waking up in the morning without cramps and without that heaviness in your feet. Walking in the park with a steady step, looking ahead and not at the ground. This is not a distant dream. It is the result of small, repeated decisions. 7 minutes in the morning, 7 minutes in the late afternoon, water throughout the day, shoes that allow your foot to work, and that reminder from the heart, I am taking care of myself. If you are over 60 and recognized yourself in that beginning, with heavy legs and your body asking for help, make space in your schedule today for your first seated round. You don't need to wait until Monday. Start now while the video is still fresh in your mind. When you're done, tell me in the comments that you activated the second heart. I read everything with care. If this content helped you, send it to that family member who keeps complaining about swollen ankles. This is Edu Rodrigues from the Edu Health Tips channel. Our mission is to deliver simple, safe information that fits into real life. Like the video, subscribe, activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next ones. Stay strong, stay stable, and always remember, you're not losing power, you're learning to use what you already have in a smarter way. A hug and see you next time.